Hello, it's me again. This is the last video in the series of 4 for the off-season quads for the 45 Team League Season 45 preseason. I also wanted to let you guys know a change in plans. This is the last video of this classical long format video just for a while. Right now I have a backlog of my 4 remaining Lone Wolf games and also my 2 Season 45 games. And I don't think I'm going to be able to get through them or be able to catch up because as the weeks go on, I have to keep playing more classical games, and that's more and more videos to edit. So instead, what I'm going to do is, in order to at least get them out, I'm just going to do a game recap of the Lone Wolf Season 37 season, and then following that, once the Season 45 of the Team League is over, I'm also going to do a recap for that. Yeah, I apologize about the change. I actually did want to experiment with different types of content anyway, so it sort of works out. Just you guys don't get the, let's say, you're probably missing 8 hours of footage or whatever. But I just wanted to clear through my backlog just so I'm free to do stuff I want to do instead of having to lock myself into my room and edit for another 10, 15 hours, 20 hours, however long it takes. Without further ado, here's the last game, and I hope you enjoy. Before the start of Season 45, I'm paired against Road to Beating Finns. I believe he's board 2 in my quad group. But anyways, I've done a fair bit of preparation, and I'm just going to start the game. So let's play d4. Oh, sorry. Just to mention, my mouse is here. I'm using the ChessUp again, so you're going to see the pieces move without me actually using my mouse, right? And that's because I have a physical electronic keyboard called the ChessUp. When I make it move over the board, it makes the move on the screen, unless it breaks. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to have to actually repair it. 1 sec. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties. I'm probably going to skip or cut over this. I'm going to be right back. What the... I think we are back now. I will have skipped over. You might have seen my mouse moving around a bunch of times because I was trying to fiddle with my browser extension, the Chess Connect extension, which lets me actually pair my board to a lichess. Because I don't know if the integration's out, but I haven't updated my board anyways. Anyways, I think it should be working now. Hopefully, we have no further issues during the game because I've used 3 minutes of my time for that. Okay, so I have this line prepared. Let's see what they do. Yeah, so I'm expecting a6, and then after e3, b5 immediately. Okay, so that's unfortunate. It seems like they've also prepared for me, but that is fine. I still know how to play this line generally, so I'll play e4. They take, and of course I have to take back. Okay, they take back. Yep. So I have a decision here. I can play this normally with d takes c5, but I'm actually going to play d5. Even though objectively it's not the best move, I think it's a very good practical try. And I seriously doubt they're going to have everything memorized. So I'm going to play d5 here. I just want to see how much they've prepared. I'm a little bit curious. So let's see what they do now. Okay, so they're spending a little bit of time here to think. So this suggests to me 2 things. Either one, they're trying to recall something, but this means this probably wasn't the main line they were expecting. Or the second is that they just decided to play this 3c5 and they know generally knight takes c4, knight takes c4, d4. D takes c5 is theory, but they've never seen this d5 before. So either way, I think I'm doing okay now. If they started or if they continued to play moves almost instantly, I think I would feel a little bit under pressure, but I've done definitely more preparation in this line than they have. I mean, no one sane prepares this line because this is just bad, by the way. I think the engine will say it's minus 0.4, minus 0.6 or something, but it's not so easy for black. So I want to see how well they actually navigate this position. Okay, they go g6, this is right, and now I just go knight to e2. idea being to go to c3 to attack e4. Yeah, bishop g7 played. I think this is correct. Actually, knight d7 maybe. Actually, no, I think knight d7 is a little bit more accurate. Now I play knight c3, and actually the e4 pawn is a little bit uncomfortable to defend. Black doesn't really want to take on c3 just because I'd get the bishop pair, so I definitely have compensation even if my structure is ruined. So here, just knight c3. Yeah, and I think this really highlights the importance of just having good general preparation. Even though I didn't get any position I was targeting, I still know the general plans. Like, I've looked at this position lots of times before, right? So I should still be doing fairly well. Like, I sort of know what I'm doing here. Compared to him, I think I probably have a little bit of a better idea of how white or black is supposed to develop. Because here, already bishop d7, it's perfectly fine, but knight d7 makes more sense just so you can guard e4. Now it's a little bit difficult to actually defend this e4 pawn, and taking on c3 is just not so good. So let's see what they try to do. So I'm actually trying to recall my preparation here. There's a very sharp line that goes something like knight d7, or like castle, knight takes e4, bishop takes b2, rook b1, bishop g7. And then I think there's something like bishop e2, queen a5, bishop d2, queen takes a2, c4. And I've given two pawns away, but I do have this really annoying central d5 pawn. I guess c5 is hanging as well. I think there's some sort of line like that, but I don't actually remember so clearly because I didn't review this line before the game. But at the very least, I know there's like some compensation. I believe I can take on e4 just because this order is slightly inaccurate because the knight can no longer go to f6 to defend it. f5 would be a really big mistake. I don't expect them to play it. Maybe like a6 could also be played in some case. And there I'm not too sure if I can take on e4. I'm supposed to play like a4 instead. I really don't remember actually, which is a little bit concerning. So part of my confusion with this position is there's a very similar line, but instead of knight takes e4, it's d takes e4 and then just d5. And the main difference is there's an extra pair of knights on the board, right? In that line, we haven't exchanged our g knights. Or sorry, I haven't exchanged my c3 knight for the f6 knight. And the plans are different then. I think bishop f5 is playable there. And I'm just really trying to tell a difference. Because there's just a pair of knights missing from the board. I know that changes the plans a little bit. Because in the version with knights on c3 and f6 still, white's plan is something like queen d2, bishop e2, a4 to stop b5 on a6, long castle, and then eventually you win back the e4 pawn. But in this case, I think, since the knight on f6 is missing, right? After knight takes e4, there's bishop takes b2, and there's a lot of lines revolving around that, and I'm just not, or I just don't remember what's going on. Like after castle, knight takes e4, bishop takes b2, rook b1, bishop g7. I don't know where to put white's light squared bishop. I think e2 or d3, probably e2 to keep my queen attacking d5. But it's not very clear. Again, I've already said this, but queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen takes a2, like c4. I have no clue what's going on. Like I know white should be fine here just because I have such a big lead in development, and it's not like black has very easy places to put their pieces, but it's still super not clear. And I'm giving two pawns away, which I'd rather not do. So I'm actually a little confused on how much time they're spending here. This is a lot of time to be spending on move 8. I understand the position is unfamiliar, but I still think they might be spending a little too much time. Because there isn't any concrete win here. Really the question is, um, can I guard this e4 pawn or not? But like, you don't really have a choice, right? Like f5 is bad, bishop f5 similarly. I'm pretty sure is wrong actually. I may have g4 or maybe actually maybe bishop f5 is right. I don't remember, but I think they're spending a little bit too much time here, just from my perspective. Like I don't think this is a critical moment just yet. Like there's probably only a few lines you need to be calculating, and once you find one that's like fine, you should probably go for it because there's no like forced win here for black or anything. Like white's completely fine here still. Okay, so I'm going to summarize what I've been calculating because it seems like we're going to be here for a long time. If queen a5, I just reply queen d2 right away. Queen b6, I reply rook b1. Black really doesn't want to take on c3, again, just because even though my structure is ruined, I do have the center and I do have the bishop pair. So white is like even or something. It's like fine for white. You have the bishop pair, and I actually think it might be easier to play for white, just because you have extra space and the plans for black are not so intuitive, although I don't remember them. I think the main move is either castle or knight e7. f5 would be a mistake, I believe, just because bishop c4, you can no longer castle because I have d6 check. And after e6, I think maybe h4 would be good. Although I'm not too sure about it, but I know for a fact f5 is a mistake. Bishop f5 I also think is a mistake. I think either because like I can play g4 and then take on e4, or I can play like knight b5 in some case. I don't remember, but I'm not too concerned about it. I think either castle or knight e7 is natural. And either way, the line I'm looking at is knight takes e4, bishop takes b2. So let's say castle, for example. Castle, knight takes e4, bishop takes b2, rook b1, bishop g7, bishop e2, queen a5 check, bishop d2, queen takes a2, c4, and then eventually black probably plays knight d7, knight f6, and I exchange. And we get this very strange structure, right? I'm like down 2 pawns, right? I have c4, d5, f2, g2, h2 versus a6, b7, c5, e7, f7, g6, h7. But the problem with black's position is, first of all, white can pile the rooks on the a and b files to attack, like let's say b7 or a7. And it's just really hard for black to get developed, right? The light squared bishop doesn't really have a good score, I believe. Actually, I guess, well, if it goes to f5, then I take on b7. So b6 is forced, but then I have bishop to f3, and it may look like there is some danger down the f3 a8 diagonal. And not only that, like after bishop f5, rook b3, I guess it's bishop c2. Okay, then I would lose, but I'm pretty sure white has compensation. I know for a fact you do want to reinforce your center with c4 at some point. Maybe the square I'm bringing my light square bishop to is wrong. Maybe bishop to d3 is more active. But it does look like it hangs d5. Unless I have... I guess in the case of knight d7, I can play bishop d3, but... I mean, then there's knight e5 to worry about. If castle bishop d3 no longer works because it's just queen takes d5, right? So I think e2 is the right square. But I'm actually a little bit confused on why white is actually okay here. It just looks really bad just because I'm giving 2 pawns for free, and bishop f5 looks very irritating. But we'll find out. We may not even go into this line. And again, they're spending way too much time in this position. Like, they really should have decided on a plan, like, I guess 5 minutes ago. I think a general good rule of thumb is if you're spending more than 10-15 minutes a move, unless it's like a super critical moment you're about to lose if you don't find the right move, it's really not worth it. Like, the amount of calculation you can do in 10 or 15 minutes really isn't that much compared to like 5. Like, usually around like 5 or so minutes, you probably have a good idea of what you should play in the position. Really 10-15, especially in these shorter time formats. Maybe in G90 plus 30 you can get away with this, but spending like 20 minutes on move A in the opening in like G45 plus 5 I don't think is a very good practical decision. Because there's always the risk that you calculate all these forcing lines. I just play a normal move and I play the position, and now you're missing 25 minutes or like 20 minutes that you would maybe need later for another critical moment. Like, I don't have to play the best moves. I can just play a normal human move, and then we just have to play chess, and now you're missing 20 minutes. But yeah, let's see what they do. I probably won't speak for any longer until they make their move because I really don't have anything else to talk about here. Like I'll try to remember my prep, but if I don't remember, then I just have to figure it out as we go. So you'll probably see that. Actually, I'm going to reload the page just to make sure that my lichess is not broken because I don't know if they're actually still thinking or if maybe it's my turn. So I'm going to refresh the page really quickly. Okay, so they're still thinking. That's good to know. All right, I'll see you guys whenever they make their move. I don't know when, but they probably will soon. I'm gonna check the chat room as well. Okay. Nothing. So okay, I don't know what they're thinking about. I'm gonna be honest. I have no clue what lines they're looking at, but obviously it's something very deep, or maybe they just don't know what to do because it's been almost 20 minutes now. Okay, so I lied about this being the last time you hear from me before they move, just because it's been so long. I think I remember now. So knight takes e4 is only possible if they play pawn to a6. And the key idea is we get the same line, right? They take on b2, I play rook b1, I play bishop b2, c4, they castle. But now it's hard for them to develop their light squared bishop just because b7 would hang, and now b6 is not really possible because the pawn is on a6, right? So then it's fine then. I think if castle or knight d7, I'm pretty sure the move is queen d2, and we get this very strange structure. Eventually, white goes something like a4, bishop c4, long castle, and then eventually I want to try to either win back the e4 pawn or try to go for some attack with bishop h6, h4. It really depends on what black does though. But yeah, this is insane. I don't think they should have spent this much time thinking. Like I have no clue what they're looking at now. I'm gonna be honest. Like I think I'm just gonna stop calculating. There's no point even because I've already looked at all like the moves for black. So like I literally can't do anything productive now. It's just going to tire me out. Okay, so it has been almost 30 minutes since I made my move. I think I'm going to take a quick check for like Slack or the chat room just to make sure they're alive. I will probably cut this out, but are they? I don't understand. Okay, no, I don't have any notifications on Slack. So, okay. I have no clue then. Again, I didn't actually open Slack. I just have like the I don't see like a red badge, but okay, I don't know what they're thinking about. If they're thinking this long, I'm very surprised. I think the league rules state that you can't like claim. I mean, so I'm not even getting the option to claim draw or whatever. Like, so they're still online. Like maybe they had to step away because of something. Like, or they're thinking. I genuinely don't know, right? But I don't think it's natural to think this long. I think okay, maybe I'll ask them if they're still alive. Maybe I'm not sure if this is like rude or not to check if they're still here. But oh, 1 second. Actually, let me move my. Yeah, but I don't know. They're spending a long time. So you know what? Okay, I'm gonna wait until 15 minutes and then I'm gonna send this. So, but yeah, this is a very long time to think. And no, I don't think anyone would. Okay, I don't want to. Maybe he is just spending 30 minutes, but I don't know. I'm gonna send a message at 15 minutes, I think. Okay, so good news, they are live, so I don't have to send this message. I'm. All right, let's swap back to notes then, and then we can finally make a move. So here, oh, actually, there's a line with like knight b5, I think, as well. And I could play that, but I think rook b1 is just very natural. Actually, no, oh, actually, I'm not too sure. It's either knight b5 or rook b1, right? Any other move doesn't make any sense. Queen c1, yeah, queen c1 would be terrible. Let me think. What? I believe the line is like something like knight b5, castle knight c7, queen a5 check, like c3. Actually, wait. C3, rook d8, knight takes a8. I think there's like knight c6 or something. No, but then there's like this e3 at some point. I think this is the wrong. No, I think this is a different line I'm talking about. I don't know if I'll even be able to remember, but there is some sort of line where the queen's already on d2, white plays knight b5, black just lets white take on a8 because they get some sort of attack going. I think they do take on b2 though, so like, I don't think this is the line. I'm pretty sure it's just rook b1 then. I think I'm just gonna take a few more minutes to check, but I think rook b1 is just fine. I guess maybe they want like rook b1 and then bishop g4, but bishop e2 should be perfectly fine, I think. And just knight takes e2 and then long castle afterwards. Or even like queen c1. Or even, no, even queen d2 is fine. Bishop takes c3, then I just go queen takes c3. Yeah, so I have to play rook b1 basically, so let's just play it. Anyways, I have a very big time advantage, so really, it's actually important not to rush too much. The way to take advantage of this is you want to get a complicated position, and then you just want to calculate basically everything with your extra time, and then play those moves instantly at your opponent. Because you limit how much your opponent can calculate just by sticking with this one position. So I mean, that was my goal to begin with. I wanted to get a complicated position against this person. I mean, mainly because I want a complicated position against everyone. Because I think they're more fun to play. But like, especially since they're so low on time now, I'm gonna try to do that. Like, try to get a complicated position, calculate all the way, and then just play all my moves instantly, so that they're basically put under time pressure, even though they have plenty of time in quotes. Okay, so the castle. I have a few ideas. Like, I can play like. Oh, actually, maybe no. Rook B1 was probably right, but I need to figure out what to do. Actually, I don't remember anything about this. Even if I have looked at it, I think knight takes E4 is probably okay. Oh no, oh no. Ooh, there's queen B4 and I lose a piece. My bad. Okay, no, I can't do that. Tempted to play just like bishop E2 and castle, I think. Yeah, bishop E2, rook D8, castle. If E6, yeah, okay, I can see why that'd be a little unpleasant. I don't want to go bishop to C4, especially because I believe there's queen to B4. And then I don't really have a good response. Bishop B3, there's C4. Yeah, and I'm a bit sad. Queen E2, there'd be bishop takes C3, and then my rook on B1 hangs. So I think bishop E2 is actually the only move that makes sense here. I mean, queen D2 also playable, but then there's still this queen B4. No, I have to go bishop E2 no matter what. Bishop C4, there's always queen B4, right? I think I'll just play bishop to E2 now. I don't see another option for me. Maybe I'm like slightly worse. I don't know. No, I don't think queen b6 is that. I know it's like fine for black. Like everything, I will say everything is fine in this line because it's not a good line. But I don't think it's the most accurate. I'm pretty sure the most accurate was like this. I think it's like knight d7 and then g6. And the idea is you want to play knight f6 on knight c3. So I think I should be doing okay. So bishop e2 looks reasonable enough. I think I'll just play it without too much thought. Okay, rook d8 played. So I think castling is super sane. I think the only option is like maybe I consider bishop takes b8 to prevent knight d7, knight f6. I don't think it's good though. I think my Dutch bishop is definitely worth more than a knight. And not only that, I don't believe that or black can actually put too much pressure on this d5 pawn. So do I have? I think okay, like let's say castle, knight d7. I'm even there. I have d6, but okay. Let's say queen d2. Oh no, even no. There I have knight takes e4. What am I talking about? No, I'm hallucinating something. Okay, let's say castle bishop f5, then just queen d2. If knight d7, then I have g4 chopping the bishop, so the bishop can't come out. And if that's the case, then knight d7, knight f6 has to be played. But then if I just castle, knight d7, knight takes e4 should be fine. I think I don't see anything wrong with bishop takes b2 is a mistake, of course, right? Because of c3. If let's say castle and then e6, they could be trying like knight c6 as well, but I don't think it has. It doesn't have that many concerning squares. And maybe queen to. Oh, I guess knight d4 is annoying. Yeah, I see. Okay. I mean, castle knight c6, knight takes e4 should still be fine, I believe. Knight d4 irritating, but then maybe bishop to c4, and I'm actually doing decently. The bishop finally gets onto c4. Queen b4, I believe now I have like b3 or queen d3, and I should be fine. So actually, I don't see a better move than castling here, and I don't think I should spend too much time here. Like, obviously, I don't take on e4 because queen b4 would win a piece still. And like I can play queen d2 first, but I mean, then there's maybe this bishop c3, queen c3, rook d5 as well, right? And I don't necessarily want to play queen d2. Like, it might want to go to another square, so I'm just going to castle here, I think. Okay, knight d7 is played. I think I just take on e4. I don't even know if I need to think about this move. I can try d6, but yeah, but I don't think d6 is quite working. Probably, unfortunately, knight f6, d takes e7 doesn't work because the e8 square is guarded. But I think black can even probably take, and after queen takes d6, take. Actually, that's probably pleasant for me as well. Okay, I need to decide whether knight takes e4, like d6 are even good or not. I also have this I can't speak. I have this interesting try knight b5 as well. After queen f6, bishop c7, let's say rook e8. I don't think it's working, but it's interesting. I can also just take on e4, and it really looks like just supernatural. If queen b4, then I have c4, right, and I'm fine. If knight f6, I take, bishop takes f6. Okay, I guess our point is then if c4, bishop f5, that looks unpleasant. But I think bishop f3 should be okay at the very least. If e6, I believe I have a d6 in all cases. I even may have c4 then. And then after take, I take with, let's say, the bishop. Bishop f5. Oh, okay, I think that might be their point. The line I'm talking about is knight takes e4, knight f6, knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, bishop f3, e6, c4, e takes d5, bishop takes d5, bishop f5, and I believe I'm losing an exchange. Because after rook c1, there's bishop takes b2, something like that. The first question, do I even have to take on f6? I think knight c3 is probably a mistake because of e6. Bishop f3, I mean, I could do that actually, that would be fine. I mean, knight takes e4 is probably fine. Okay, the question is, do I have anything better? Knight b5 does not work, just queen, I mean, just anything, honestly. I guess knight f6 would be a mistake, but that's like the only... If queen f6, bishop c7, rook e8, there's just nothing for white, right? So I don't think that's it. I mean, I could go c4, that's actually probably fine as well. Let's look at knight takes e4, because if I can get away with it, then it should be good. I'm re-getting the pawn, and then if I can reinforce my center, I have no problem. So... Actually, another interesting option would be queen to d2, knight f6, rook fd1. After e6, then I play d6. That's also worth exploring as well. I'm not too sure. I really don't. I mean, there's plenty of promising options, right? So this suggests that black has, I think, definitely messed up at some point. But I want to try to find the most accurate variation just to give myself a playable position that's still like fairly complicated for them, right? So I'm doing a little bit more looking. First, knight to c4, knight f6, knight c3. I think actually may be the strongest, like counterintuitively. I like bishop f3, bishop e5. I think I can defend this d5 pawn. If e6, then I go d6, I believe. Not only that, I'm looking at this very interesting line. Knight takes e4, knight f6, knight takes f6, bishop takes f6, c4. Oh no, sorry. Yeah, no. c4, bishop e6, bishop f3, e takes d5, bishop takes d5, bishop f5. Oh no, I guess I'm hallucinating. Queen f3, bishop takes b1. My idea was bishop takes f7 check, but it does not work. Mostly because there is a dark squared bishop on f6 blocking everything. So that doesn't work. So I think taking on e4 is right. I don't see another move that'd be better. Knight b5 is not working. The line I was looking at was queen f6, bishop to... I guess I go bishop g3. I go bishop g3, knight b6, c4. e6. e6, but I'm not so convinced. I think it's either like knight b5 or it's the knight takes e4, knight f6, knight c3 idea. I'm pretty sure. I think taking on f6 is just giving black a really easy game, so I don't want to do that no matter what. Yeah, I think so. Knight b5 is just not promising enough. Like just because getting the knight on c7 or bishop on c7 isn't doing much. So I'm just gonna take on e4 here. I think it's right. I haven't decided on whether to take on f6 or knight c3, but I'm leaning towards knight back to c3. I don't think there's any way for black to actually take advantage of my extended d pawn. So I'm gonna play it, I think. I think knight c3 is just right, not only from an objective standpoint, but also from a practical perspective. I don't think that black will be able to find like the quote-unquote refutation of it, if there even is one. I don't see anything. Like e6, I can play d6, and I always have like plans like bishop f3 and bishop e5. It just looks fine for me. So I'm just gonna play knight to c3, I think. And then I don't think they have enough time to even find the win. So I should be doing very well, I feel. So I think what I just played is a blunder. I missed this backwards knight move. After e6, d6, I believe knight to e8, and actually my d6 pawn is falling, which is really unfortunate. I just completely missed this because of the backwards knight move. I hope they don't find this. Otherwise, I'll have to figure out something. I guess, actually, well, e6, d6, knight e8, knight e5 is... No, it's not clear. I mean, no, or it is clear. Knight takes c7, I lose my queen, so... I don't know, I think I can probably... There may be some way to make the position kind of difficult to play, but definitely a mistake by me. Yeah, and at bishop f3, there's e takes d5, knight d5, knight d5, bishop d5, bishop e6, c4, and then bishop talking about earlier. Which is not so good, I think. Definitely a blunder by me. I mean, taking on f6 was not pleasant, but maybe I just had to. After bishop take... Okay, yeah, they play e6 right away. Actually, I have this interesting try d6, knight e8, bishop g5, f6, bishop e3, rook d6, knight a4. I guess there's queen a5 there. But this knight a4 to take on c5 idea might be okay. Let's say d6, knight e8, knight e4. I think then f5 is very strong. Yeah, f5 is very strong. That's unfortunate. I think including bishop g5 is probably good. d6, knight e8, bishop g5, f6, knight e... Or sorry, bishop e3. Rook d6. Queen c1, it's not the end of the world. I guess bishop... No, bishop d4, and then I'm in some trouble, I think. Yeah, this was a mistake. I think d6 is forced with a knight e8, and then I'm still stuck solving the same problem. Which is not very good, I guess. Okay, I mean, I can try knight b5, a6. Oh, knight e3. Knight e3, if knight takes d6, bishop d6, rook d6, knight c4, rook d1, knight b6. Looks decent, I think. Yeah, bishop 3 is not good because after e takes d5, knight takes d5, knight d5, bishop d5, bishop e6, c4, we get the same position I was talking about, which is just bad. So I have to play d6 here and just hope that there's something. I think there may be a very advanced trap. Knight b5. If e5, I think bishop g5 should be good. f6, bishop c4, king h8. I guess there's nothing after e5, but... Wait. Yeah, there probably is nothing. I probably still have compensation somehow, but... Knight b5, a6, knight a3, knight d6, bishop d6, queen d6, knight c... Okay, so rook d6, knight c4, rook d1, knight takes b6, rook takes b1, rook takes b1, rook b8, rook to d1, bishop f6, bishop f3, I think white is doing fairly well. But if queen takes d6, then queen takes... Oh, sorry. Knight c4 anyways, right? Oh no, that's annoying. Okay, no, I have to take and play rook d1 probably, I think. No, I have to... Yeah, I have to take on d6, knight c4. If, rook to d8, then knight b6. And then rook d1 probably is fine. I guess there's bishop f6 then. It is, but it's not clear. I think this is my only shot. Bishop g. Whoops. Sorry, twirling around a piece in my hand. I dropped it. Bishop g5. There's f6. I guess I can go. No. I mean, bishop b3, knight d6. It should be fine for black completely. There's like nothing here. Bishop b5. Not really doing anything. Knight e4 doesn't work because actually queen b4 would win a piece. Oh, I guess. Oh no, c4. Wait. Ooh, c4. Never mind. Wait. I guess it's e5. Then I get bishop d2 though. It's not. Oh, that would trap the queen actually. Oh, maybe knight a4 is playable then. Let me calculate that. What the heck? Actually, I think knight a4 is playable. If queen b4, I have c4. Knight d6, bishop d2, I believe, traps the queen. If let's say knight e4, bishop b4, rook d1. No, then rook d1, I'm up a rook, right? Or I'm up an exchange. If knight e4, queen c6, I have c4 still. Knight d6, bishop f3, queen c7. And then something like either maybe queen e2 or queen b3. Either way, I've definitely have compensation here. If knight e4, let's say, I mean queen a5, then I get c4 and the pawn is out. I mean there's e5, but then there's bishop d2 in response, and actually the queen is trapped there. If knight a4, queen to, actually does it just work? It just works then, I think. Let's say knight a4, queen b4, c4. If e5, then bishop d2 and the queen is trapped, right? Oh my god, I think this works. Everything is working. It's a miracle I have this, by the way. I just want to say. Yeah, so the idea is knight a4, if queen c6, c4, knight d6, bishop f3. Oh, I guess queen a, no, queen a6 has knight c5. What am I talking? I mean, they can go queen c4, but then bishop d6. No. No, I think I think I have to play knight a4 here just to keep things going. Knight b5 does not work just because, you know. I think it's like, the line is, I think it's just e5. e5 is very calm. After bishop e3, you just take on d6 and you're perfectly fine. So knight a4 is the only try, I believe. And on the plus side, I don't think they have enough time to find the refutation. I'm gonna be honest. This is really tough. So I think it's actually a decently safe bet to assume that they will not play all the top like moves in this position. I think. Queen b4 played, and of course the only move is c4 here to block the queen from attacking f4 and also guard a4 at the same time. I think this is a mistake. Now their queen is getting trapped, so I wouldn't exchange at least. I guess they can play queen a5, I suppose, but that's not super critical. Like, it's definitely an improvement type position. Oh, unless they have bishop d... Ah, they may have bishop d7. Bishop d7 at b3, probably. And that should be okay, I think. Just to play. Like, the d6 is no longer under attack. And it's definitely super unclear, and I have compensations. I'm not too concerned. But maybe, okay, maybe I'm a little too over-optimistic about my position still. Okay, so now I have to decide between b3 and knight c3. I think both of them are actually interesting. But knight c3 enables something like after bishop c6, I get a3, queen a5, b4. I guess there's queen takes a3 there, so this is probably wrong. Yeah, if queen a5 I don't have b4, then... Yeah, I don't think it's right. So I think b3 might be the best move here. Yeah, b3, bishop takes a4, b takes a4, and it's super unclear. I have no clue what's going on. Probably queen a4. I mean, yeah, they have no less good bishop. I have the bishop pair. I should be happy about this, I think. I'm getting fairly active, so there's nothing... Or there's not too much to complain about. I think b3 is just right then. Okay, they take, and of course, there's one move that's good and the rest are terrible. You just want to take. And now, actually, I'm very happy with white's position. I think I have stuff like d7 next, rook takes b7. It looks pretty promising. Like, honestly, a very big improvement compared to my position previously, right? So I'm very happy about this. Yeah, so here I was looking at d7. I think it just might be very strong. d7, if knight c7, I have rook takes b7, I should just be winning. I think the only move is knight f6, rook takes b7, and it's just not clear how black gets to do anything. Like, all of their pieces are bad. I think I'm just gonna play d7 without like a second thought. Yeah, let's play it. It just looks too strong. Oh my god. Yeah, so again, it's important not to rush here. My opponent is very low on time, but they do get 45 seconds per move, so they'll be able to find like decent moves. Realistically, what I should do is I should wait for him to get very low on time, then calculate very, very deeply. But I might not even need to do that. I might just be able to play the position and just win, just because I think White is doing... White's like almost winning, I think, here now. It looks very bad. Like rook b7, even my threat is like bishop c7. So if like queen a6, just bishop to f3, I don't see how black even gets to move. Like, you can't move any pieces essentially. And I just play like stuff like maybe like queen b3, rook d1, and like I think black just loses something like that. I guess black can take on c4, but okay, maybe not bishop f3, but maybe queen to b3 is fine. I guess knight d7. I mean, I get realistically, I get like rook d1. I should be doing fine here, right? Like, this is definitely not a position I should be concerned about. Actually, maybe the d7 was not so accurate. After rook b7, queen a6. Do I have rook b8? No, I don't, unfortunately. Queen b3, knight d7. I mean, that should be good for me. I guess I have bishop c7. Bishop c7, let's say rook c8, and then bishop f3. That should be good enough. Okay, I think I have to take on b7, so I'm just going to do that right away. Maybe I can play rook to c7, actually. d7 is still guarded. Oh, that might be the way to go about it. Followed by like bishop e5 just to essentially just kill all of black's counterplay. Or like bishop g5. Because this d7 pawn is really annoying. I'd like to keep it if I can, but to queen a6 I'm not too sure. Yeah, queen a6 played instantly. So I have a choice between oh, I guess three choices. I have queen b3, knight d7, bishop f3, which looks good, or like bishop c7. I also have rook to c7. But if I don't see anything wrong with rook c7, I think I should just play it, actually. This is probably strong. I'm learning c5 as well, right? Then maybe bishop, like queen d3, bishop f3, bishop c6, something like that. I guess, oh no, queen d3 would allow black to take on a4. Well, maybe there's even queen to... I'm not too sure, actually. Let's say rook c7, bishop to... Oh, no, bishop f8, what am I talking about? Just bishop to g5, and that should be winning. No, I'm just seeing ghosts again. That's my bad. Yeah, I think rook to c7 it looks just good. I don't see anything else. I guess queen b6, let's say bishop f3, rook b8. Oh, it's not so easy, actually. This is not so simple. Queen b3, knight takes d7 is also good, though, I think. I think rook c7 is definitely right. Rook c7 looks right. I'm just keeping the pawn. I don't think there's any way for black to get it right away. There's no like knight h5 or e5 stuff, and I should be like aware of that for the most part. Bishop f3 is next. I think I should be fine. Worst case, I go rook c8 and I give the d7 pawn back, right? And that's perfectly fine if I do that. Yeah, so let's play rook to c7 here. Okay, e5 is a surprise. I was expecting something like queen b6, but I suppose there isn't too many good options now. I think I probably take. I'm gonna be honest. I can play bishop to g5, but yeah, there's no need to. I think I can just take. Let's not see ghosts, I think. Like, oh my god. Okay, a pawn is a pawn. I don't know where it's from, by the way, but I think I've definitely heard it somewhere. Queen to e6, yep. Here, actually, I think I can take on f6 now, and then I think I'm hanging on to my d7 pawn. I'm pretty happy about this, I feel. Ooh, maybe I have bishop. Wait, oh my god, I have bishop f3 rooks. Ah, it doesn't quite work. That's unfortunate. I could also play bishop g3, by the way, but no, surely this has to be winning. I refuse to believe this is not winning. If this is not winning, I'll eat my own hat or something. I don't know. There's no way bishop takes f6 is not winning. There's no reason to make it overcomplicated. I should just take. What is wrong with me? I think take and then rook b7 is precise, probably. Oh no, I mean, okay, wait, take. If bishop 6 I have bishop f3, rook b8, bishop d5, queen d. Oh no, queen d6 would lose. No, no, no. So this is. No, that should be winning. Queen e7, rook e1, something like that. If queen f6, I think still. Maybe queen to bishop f3, rook b8. I mean, still bishop d5 should be good, yeah? Okay, let's not overcomplicate things. Let's just take on f6. I know this is a good move. I should not be freaking out for no reason. Let's take. Okay, they take back with the bishop. Do I not have bishop f3, rook b8, bishop d5, and then... Oh, I guess, okay, their point is queen to... No, queen b6 is rook c6. What am I talking about? Oh, I guess there's queen b2. No, queen b2, queen f3 then, yeah? No, I think bishop f3 just wins. I'm pretty sure. Rook b8, bishop d5, but queen e7, rook e1. Bishop e5 must be losing somehow, probably like queen f3 or f4 or something. Oh, no, no, not f4, no, no. So bishop f is queen f3 probably. Oh no, I guess it's bishop h2 even. Wow, wow, okay. Bishop f3, rook b8, bishop d5. If queen d6, bishop f7 wins, right? So you have to go queen e7. Rook e1, bishop e5. I mean, rook takes a7 should be fine as well, yeah? Yeah, I don't think I need to overthink it. I think bishop f3 is just really strong. Maybe rook b7 is precise, but then I do have to contend with stuff like bishop d4, and bishop f3 is not coming with the tempo anymore. So let's just play bishop to f3. Also, rook c6 is probably playable. Oh, rook c6 might be very strong. There's no need to do it, though. Yeah, rook b8 is forced. They have to play rook b8. I don't know. They should just play it instantly. I don't know why they're waiting here. Maybe rook e1 first. Oh yeah, bishop e5 is not so attractive anymore after... Yeah, then there's like rook c6, queen d5. Oh, there might be queen takes d7. There is that. After rook b8, rook e1, bishop e5, rook c6. Queen takes d7, rook d7, now it's rook b1 at the very end. That's unfortunate. Wow. I need some luck for my king, I think, eventually. But maybe bishop d5 should also be good as well, right? I mean, I can probably play, like, even like bishop c6 should be fine. The main point is black's like completely paralyzed. They have to play rook b8. I don't understand. They have to play rook b8. You have to go instantly. You have to go. You can't wait here. You have to go that. Bishop d5. Yeah, queen b6 loses to rook c6. Right, right. So only move we have to consider is queen e7. Okay, I don't know what this is. I really don't. Oh, they have... No, this doesn't work. No, this doesn't work at all. Bishop takes a8 then, yeah? Yeah. Okay. Queen b2, rook takes f6, queen takes f6, bishop takes a8. Oh, what am I doing? Never mind. No, I'm smoking something. I'm on something. Never mind. No, this is not quite winning just yet. That's unfortunate. Okay, no, okay, so on second thought, let me oops. I mean, I have queen d6, don't I? Queen d6 should be good now. Oh, I guess it's bishop d4. Okay, I have to be a little bit careful. Wait, no, okay, wait. Rook f6, queen f6, bishop a8, rook a8, rook e1, king f8. Is there... Oh, king f8. Are you kidding? No, king f8. Queen d5. Wait. Rook f6, queen f6, bishop a8, rook a8, rook e1. You have to go king f8, right? Queen d5 will go rook e8. So king f8, queen d5. Rook d8, queen c5, king g7. No, but then just queen back to d5. I should be fine here, I assume. Is there any reason not to play that? Can I play bishop d5 and then queen f3? That also looks good. I guess rook takes d7, queen f3. Ah, so nothing quite there. I can also take on c5, by the way, which probably is the same. Yeah, why don't I take on c5? Now I think about it, is there... Am I stupid? Wait. I can just take on c5, yeah, and this is this is like completely winning. What am I thinking? No, surely this is winning rook b5, and like, how does he play? Okay, oh no, well, I have to look at rook takes f6. Rook takes f6, queen f6, bishop a8, rook a8. Rook e1, king f8. Queen d5. Oh, there's like queen f5 as well. Oh no, I have queen, no, then I have queen d6, king g7, queen e7. No, there's queen f6 then. Queen c7, queen f6. No, there's no rook e8 because there'd be queen a1 checkmate. I think rook takes c5 is probably fine. What is their point? Rook c5? I mean, there's no more bishop d4, so this should be winning. I have so many pawns, right? No, I'm not gonna panic. I think rook takes c5 is just completely natural. It just makes so much sense. I'm just going to play it. Okay, they resigned. Wait. I think I should plan a little bit longer, but okay. Alright, so I analyzed the game with Road to Beating Finns, and I think this is a really interesting game, so I'm just going to start. I'm going to try to summarize everything we talked about. I am hiding some stuff, like, I did give him, like, the best line against the opening I prepared. I'm not going to be posting it here for obvious reasons. I think I like to get it over the board at least once before the jig is up. So, okay, yeah, so this is all theory. This d5 move is not so good, and the engine will say, yeah, minus 0.3. But it is very difficult for black to play. It's really counterintuitive to play this line, like, and there's lots of nice ideas for whites. And I think this is just a very good practical try. Maybe not the best to be playing in a classical game, but my opponent never seen it before. In fact, they play a completely different line. The line I was expecting actually was something like a6, e3, b5, but we didn't get this at all. So yeah, maybe they changed openings, or maybe they saw that I have a decent score against. I don't know. Either way, yeah. So this is all theory. G6. This is one of the best moves. Also, knight d7 is probably okay, I believe. Yeah, I think the order doesn't matter. Eventually, you want to go knight d7 though. And knight d7 is, I think, a little bit better, but queen b6 also good, right? Anything for black is actually good here. but there's a lot of sharp lines. For example, this queen b6. I actually forgot my preparation, but I actually did look at this line probably like 2 years ago at this point. Anyway, it's been a while. But yeah, there's this castle. Maybe not 2 years ago, maybe like a year ago, or maybe 6 months ago. But I haven't looked at it, so I didn't remember my preparation because I played rook b1 instead of knight b5. I'll just quickly show the line. It's knight b5, long castle, or not short castle. Knight c7, queen b2, rook c1. And now, in order to keep advantage, black has to play e3. It's saying bishop g4 also good, but I think it's all the similar idea. The main point is there's just bishop g4. Take, white has to take with the king, right? Otherwise, the queen will take the rook. And then you get this very strange position. Again, this is very complicated. I'm not going to go in detail, but I just want to show you the final position. You get like this, where black has only a pawn for the exchange, but I mean, you can see why white is in a little bit of trouble just because there's a5, a4, a3. But then yeah, this is completely even though. And definitely not like an easy position to play. I think also white can try to coordinate the rooks to attack, like, let's say the b7 pawn. So really not super clear. I guess black is like slightly better, but still, I mean, white has a lot of space, and this is still a decent practical try. And again, it's been a while since I looked at this, but this is like something I'd be happy to get. This is not easy at all for either side, so the type of game that I'm definitely looking for. But either way, yeah, play rook b1 instead. This is bad. Bishop b2, rook d. Okay, yeah, this is all good. It wants knight b5 here. I think castles is fine though. Yeah, and the knight d6. Maybe my opponent should have considered this, but I can just take here. And after like knight d4, bishop c. Okay, yeah, so this is okay for white. Maybe it's actually not the best with bishop f5, but not super clear. Yeah, but I can do. Yeah, okay, it's not clear. I haven't looked at this, but yeah, this is. It looks okay for white. Maybe not super pleasant, but. Okay, I don't know. It's a mess, right? c3, and I don't know what's going on, but yeah, maybe they should have considered this, but like also like knight b4 is stronger as well, but yeah, c4 and then I don't know, still not super convincing. Once we give the exchange, bishop f3 looks okay as well. Okay, yeah, either way, I'm not gonna go into detail on this because we didn't play anything of the sort. Knight d7, I took. This is right, and apparently I should take here. I didn't, but actually bishop takes f6 is a mistake. I just wasn't able to calculate correctly. After bishop c4 e6, queen f3, I thought I was losing this d5 pawn. That's obviously not the case here. So pretty sloppy of me. I definitely should have done this. This would have been easier to play. Knight c3 is also okay, but it is a bit annoying because after e6 d6, I initially missed that there's this 98. It says I'm okay, but the line is very counterintuitive. It's wanting something like queen d2, allowing black to take, and then rook a d1, and then it says plus 0.1 white is better, but it's not clear at all. Right? Bishop d4, bishop f3. And apparently white's better, but I have no clue where the compensation is, wherein I'm just down a pawn. And this bishop on d4 looks really annoying as well. So yeah, I have no clue why. During the game, I was also looking at the other ideas like bishop g5 or knight b5. Bishop g5 just punished by f6. Oh, also protects d6 as well. Yeah, that's even more obvious, but knight b5, the line I was looking at was something like a6, knight a3, take, and then either way you take, like rook takes here, I have knight c4, right? And then knight takes b6. This is what I was talking about. Yeah, this is fine for white. After this, rook b8. Yeah, rook d1, bishop f. Oh, I guess bishop d4. I think bishop d6 is better. Oh, wow. I didn't see this. I thought this was maybe okay after like c3. And yeah, it's even, but even I have rook d7 apparently, which is crazy. I didn't even see this, but this is good for white, or like okay for white. If they take with the queen, I still have take and knight c4, just be a similar thing here, and then yeah, and then this is okay as well. Maybe yeah, I can see why it would be slightly worse, but I wasn't too unhappy with this position because there's definitely still a lot of play. And considering like I thought I was just losing this d6 pawn, now was worse, so I was very happy to get something that's like unclear here. But yeah, this didn't happen though. Instead, I played knight a4. I thought it was a decent practical try. Yeah, so again, queen a5. I have apparently knight c3 is better. I was intending c4 here, then like knight to c3, and that was fine. At queen c6, I think I was just gonna c4 anyways. And after this, bishop f3, queen c7. It's just not so clear here, just because like these bishops are very strong. I was gonna play something like queen e2, and like rook d1. Okay, I guess bishop d7 here. It wants b4 right away. I think I may have had like the faintest idea that b4 might be good here, but yeah, either way, it still isn't super clear here. So I thought, okay, this is better than me just being down a pawn for no compensation. Apparently, computer says, okay, this is worse than letting black just take the pawn, but not very natural for a human to find, I think. Either way, yeah, so queen b4, I'm very happy because I get c4. Apparently, black is still better. It wants like b5 or bishop d7. No, actually, bishop d7 was played in the game, but b5 apparently is very strong, but I don't know. It's not convincing at all. Also, oh, I can't take. Wow. Okay, I didn't see this at all, but yeah, c4 I thought was fine. Also, and I think this bishop d2 idea, black plays very slowly. Let's say like e5, for example. Bishop d2 would just trap their queen. And after this, take, I guess, either rook doesn't. I think this rook is better. Yeah, I'm up in exchange, so I should be happy here. Also, rook d8 is very irritating. Yeah, so this is my intention behind c4. If bishop d7, I have to play b3. Apparently after bishop c6, they're still better, but it's really not clear. And also, I may still have this bishop d2, queen c2. It barely doesn't work. I'll show you exactly why. Like, let's say queen c2, then you can just take right away. Bishop d2, queen a3, bishop c1. Ah, and there's bishop e4 now. Okay, okay. Yeah, and then the other line is, instead, if I go bishop d2 first, queen here, queen c2, there's now this rook takes d6 because bishop c1, queen b4, and now the d2 square is covered. But still not very easy, so I don't blame them for not entering this, especially since they were already running low on time. Can I show how much time they had left? No, I can't. That's unfortunate. Either way, they were like, yeah, like 3 minutes, 4 minutes here, I believe. So it's just, yeah, and I think really the reason I won this game is not so much I played especially well. Although I definitely did like play some good practical tries, especially since after like 98. If I don't have something like convincing here, I'm already starting to be in some trouble. Just because black wins the pawn, and then if I don't have any compensation, I'm just down the pawn for nothing. So I don't think knight a4 is an especially bad mistake, but okay. I mean, it's just really unnatural to let black take this pawn. So I think knight a4 is a decent practical try. And then after this, I get a very good position, right? Like, this is just really, very good for white. And you can see why just I have this d7 pawn. It's like impossible to get rid of. Apparently bishop f3 is better, but I just didn't want to allow this. Like, okay, it says g3 and I'm fine apparently, but I don't know. I think this is rook c7 is more natural. Keeping the c7 pawn and eyeing this c5 pawn. And now e5 is the best move, but this is just a pawn for free. And the best line skipping is this very strange. Ah, okay, this is very clever, but wow, okay. I mean, yeah, white should still be better here, by the way, just because I have so many pawns. I have the bishop and no problems really. Instead, what happened was queen e6, yeah, and I just take here, even though it's opposite colored bishops, the queens are still on the board. I still have this d7 pawn. It wants bishop f3, and then I was expecting rook b8 or queen b. Oh no, sorry, rook b8. It wants queen d5. The line I was looking at was bishop d5, queen b6, rook c6, queen b2, queen f3. Ah, okay, I missed king g7. Okay, that would be nice. Yeah. I was looking at queen e7 as well, but yeah, okay, apparently I do have rook e1. After bishop e5, okay, this is winning. Important not to play something like f4 and blunder this. This would not be so good. Okay, I'm still winning here, but I'm inviting a lot of counterplay. A bad move would be, let's say, queen to f3, yeah, apparently. Oh yeah, bishop takes e7. Bishop h2 is actually not working here because the queen needs to guard f7, but yeah, there's this idea, and then I have some problems on the back rank. Okay. Yeah, so queen b6 played rook c6, queen b2, and then I can take here as well. Actually, what is the win then? I take rook e1? Yeah, rook e1, king f8. Oh, okay, that's queen d. Okay, so I was right during the game. Rook d8. Yeah, this is winning. Okay. This is also winning, but maybe it's still a little bit hard. I mean, black can try some. I guess here rook d1, not just c5, c6. This should be trivially winning as well, actually. But I think what I showed is also okay. After queen b2 take, and then just. Oh, sorry, you have to play rook b8 first. Rook d5 take, and then just c5, c6, c7. I still think actually maybe my choice was wrong. I think rook takes f6 is more clear, but I just didn't want to blunder like a draw. Like if I don't, like I just didn't see after rook d8, queen d5. Or no, I did see this. I was just seeing ghosts, I think. There's no reason not to enter this, I think. So yeah, maybe not the best decision. But again, this is also winning, and I thought like maybe it's easier for human to play. Bishop d5 looks really irritating, and it looks like black can't move this piece at all, and I should be able to coordinate somehow. So, but yeah, this is also rook b5 as well to trade off a pair of rooks. The main idea is just c5, right? Eventually, I think I probably would have spotted this. Again, the nerves are getting to me at this point just because I was like, I mean, because when I was worse in the position, I had really no expectation. I was like, okay, I'm just worse now. I just have to keep playing, and I have to make something happen, otherwise I'll just lose. But now it's actually hard to win because there's so many options available to you, and there's sort of like decision fatigue or decision paralysis. Like you have too many options, and all of them look winning, and then you get paralyzed trying to choose which one is actually the best way to do it. So yeah. Anyways, very interesting game. I think definitely the main reason I won was not because I played well. I think it's just my time management was better. Because I think around it was this move, right? Yeah, around here my opponent spent like he spent almost 30 minutes, and it's just not good to do that. After like 10-15 minutes, you really like additional time spent thinking really is not going to help you. I understand why, because I talked to them after the game and they said they're looking at well, first this queen b6 knight b5 castle line, but then they're also concerned about, let's say like after knight d7, they said they're concerned about this castle, let's say castle like a6 and then bishop h6 and then h4 h5. And I agree, this does look very scary, but black is actually okay here. Yeah, but either way, GG's to my opponent. That is the last game of my quads, and I went 4 out of 4, which is very nice. So I'm doing much better here compared to my lone wolf season. I think probably because I'm a little bit more focused. I think also longer time format tends to favor me, surprisingly. Even though I played very quickly this game, I think having a longer time format gives me more control. Although I mean, looking at this game, maybe not, but I could be completely wrong again, right? I'm not a super reliable source. Hopefully you see this sometime in the next month, after season 45 starts. Maybe sooner if I'm like very motivated. But yeah, thanks for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. I hope this is an entertaining / instructive video. Goodbye.